Hello, I'm Daniel Arias, and I'm going to showcase some of the highlights when it comes to projects that I have for my portfolio. First, we have Over Expedition. This is a 2D platformer that I worked alongside 7 other people for my casual game production class. I worked as the code lead, and as a code lead, I had to work within certain restrictions for this project, which include a limitation of 2 additional inputs. So in addition to any number of inputs necessary for the movement, I also had to work with a maximum of 2 additional ones, which were both jumping and the dashing. And for the core mechanics, my team and I decided to focus on the core movement, so they are related to it. So we have dashing, which can be used both offensively and as a form of reversal, and wall jumping and sliding to make this game akin to other platformers within the industry. I also implemented the player animations and enemy animations that were done by the artists, and I also worked on the timer that is currently on screen. Some other additions within the game is the coyote time that I also worked on. This, similar to the wall jumping and sliding, is to make this game similar to other platformers within the industry and for ease of platforming. So this is CyberCop. This is a third-person shooter that I worked on my game production class.
Defeat all the scrappers and reach the teleporter.
This is a project
at the
that I
end to
worked
complete the level.
alongside 5 other people, and I worked as the code lead for the project. So this is a game that was made in the span of a month and a half, and some things that I worked on include the player controller, enemy AI, player detection, the core mechanics of the game, and implementing animations for the player. So when it comes to some of the mechanics of the game that I worked on are the decoy summon, which it attracts the enemies and it makes it so that instead of shooting at the player, it would be shooting at the decoy instead. Also, another mechanic that I worked on is bullet time. So it slows down the enemy, so that you can have more ease when it comes to dodging some of the enemy bullets. And when it comes to the enemy AI, I basically focused on just making the enemy being able to detect the player within a view cone, and as long as the player is within that radius, it would be able to detect it. Now we have Mystic Mischief. This is a game that is, as of right now, still in development, and this game is a third-person collectathon, and I'm working on this project alongside 14 other people. So for this project, I'm one of the coders, and as such, some of my tasks include implementing enemy AI, enemy pathfinding, and some additional behaviors with a lot of the enemies, such as right now with the kobold, which it is attracted to a certain object, and when the player is within a certain radius of it, it would just go towards it and try to protect it. Then we have some accessibility some accessibility implementations that I worked on, mainly centered around the difficulty to make this game easier to less experienced players. So one of them that I'm about to show you is slowing down enemies. So as you can see, this Komodo dragon is currently moving slower than it used to. It can this, this implementation can be carried over within different scenes, and another thing that I worked on is asynchronous loading. So a scene can so levels can be loaded within different scenes, which it makes the loading times faster. Which, since this game is a more of a open level kind of game, it actually helps a lot. Then another element that I worked on is a chest system. So basically, you can, whenever you pick up certain elements, you can just drop them off to the nests, and it would increase your loot.